Can we finally talk about what I think happened last night? I think I remember everything that took place, and my love, I need you to tell me you remember it just the same way I do, because I'm starting to worry that it was all just a dream. The whole experience has got a little bit of blur to it, but this is what I remember. I woke up and you weren't in bed next to me, so I followed the breadcrumbs of all your discarded lace garments and the hair tie that you left me to help guide me to where you were. Down to the water. And that's when I first saw you standing in the lake. You didn't notice my arrival despite how clumsy I was being. But I couldn't take my eyes off of your silhouette. I was beguiled by your form. The water up to your bare shoulders, you were motionless and bathed in the moonlight. And you were looking straight up into the sky at something. You were looking at something that I could not see. But I found you in that moment so very lovely, your hair wet, pulled back tight, revealing your unmatched beauty like a lifted wedding veil at the moment of sacrament, your face glowing as if you were a saint in stained glass. The exposed nape of your neck ignited by moonblaze. So I gathered my courage and I walked further down the shore, closer to you, and I called your name, but you did not answer. You were so very still, clothed only in lake water, staring up into the expanse. My love, what was it that you were looking for? Then suddenly you raised your right arm up out of the depths of the lake, and the water poured down you like you were a fountain that I'd so desired to want to cast my coins in and give you all of my secret wishes. Each drop of water returning to the source, likely to brag to all the other drops of water that it got to kiss your skin one last time. With your arm up over your head, you opened up your hand so wide, and I swear that when you did, I heard the ground beneath me groan, as if it was reluctantly waking up from a 1,000-year nap it had been enjoying. And then suddenly, a single burst of wind shot through the woods behind us. It must have been following your breadcrumbs as well. And the gale went through me. And no, I don't mean to say that the wind went around me or above me or below me. No, the wind, it went right through me. And as it did, it carried with it the bouquet of our first kiss so many years ago. And I smelled your old high school cherry lip gloss and my old Banaka mouth spray that I could never quite conceal the scent of my teenage terror with. And as the wind moved through me, I could feel you resting your head on my lap like we did in our old apartment so many years ago, when everything between us felt so effortless. It was a warm summer breeze of our memories, and again, I lived through every single moment we have ever tethered ourselves together with. The perfect memories when I said just the right things at just the right time, and the perfectly terrible memories when I couldn't speak or touch you without leaving you covered in thorns. All of those memories moved through me at once, and I relived everything that we had once shared. And I saw all the missed opportunities where I could have offered you a simple grace, only to watch myself give you a handful of worms. I didn't realize how absent I had been to you until that wind had passed through me. And once it did, the gust, it moved down to where you were standing naked in the lake with your right arm exposed out above you. You look so exquisite, like an illuminated statue, my charming lady in the water. And the gust landed on you, but it didn't look like it had passed through you as it did me. No, you absorbed the wind and all of our memories, and you felt them all at once like I did. Every single moment we had shared, all of the love, all of the shame, all of the recoveries, all of it at once, Our story was retold inside of you, and I watched your expression, waiting for you to wince with every terrible word I said to you in one of my fits of somber rage that you were being forced to have to experience again. Or for you to show a frown as you were reminded of all the nights you could hear me sobbing in the bathroom while I thought that you were sleeping. I waited for regret to crawl across your face as you relived all of those unintended sins that I committed against you. I waited for outward signs that you were ready to give up on me, but they never came. You just stood there in the lake, hand raised up like a cup, your eyes wide open, gazing up into the countless hovering constellations, and a sweet smile formed at the edges of your ruby mouth. I said your name again, but you still could not hear me. And then you raised your left arm up in the same manner that you had done your right, so graceful, so easy, so softly, that the water remained silent as it funneled off of your bare body and back into the lake. And you opened your left hand, and the earth groaned again, but this time louder, the long dormant gears coming to life from somewhere deep inside the mantle of underneath this world. And even once the groaning ended, there was this deep hum that lingered. Either that or my ears were ringing. The moon doubled in illumination. The light reflected off of the water like it was a white inferno, your face engulfed in lunar fire. I have never seen you in that kind of light before. You were like a celestial signal fire. Oh, my otherworldly goddess, my votive candle of bared skin beauty, my lighthouse. Suddenly, you brought down both of your arms into the lake with force, causing a heavy splash. You were surrounded by large, moving ripples of water. But these ripples were unlike anything I have ever seen before. Instead of moving away from you in increasingly growing fashion, these ripples were coming to you, going from large to small. They were starting from somewhere in the lake that I could not see, but their destination was to where you were standing. Oh, my moving body in the moving body of water. Ripple after ripple converging on you. You were drawing each of them towards you, just like you did me. Just like you did me. And then when the ripples stopped, you began to sing a song that I had not heard you sing in a very long time, a Peter Gabriel song. But here in this water, my feet won't touch the ground. I need something to turn myself around. You sang, staring up into the sky, still so alluring. And as you sang, I walked into the lake next to you. The water was cold. It was dark. It was alive. An energy I cannot explain, but I couldn't help it. I was being pulled to you. I have always been your biggest ripple. And as I lumbered through the deep, until I stood a few feet behind you, so close that I could count your goosebumps, I offered your name again, but this time I said it the way I should have before. I said it as if it were a blessing. And that's when you finally heard me. You stopped singing, and slowly you turned around, your hickory eyes now fixed on me, and I was under your trance. There was no place I'd rather be. I've never seen you more sublime, drenched in memory, water, and moonbeams. And you wrapped your arms around the back of my bare neck, and our bridges of our nose touching, and we danced in the lake to the sound of my heartbeat. What's happening? I asked with my bottom lip quivering still in the cold water. This, you said simply. The world around us was so quiet. Just the sound of water bending around our slow dancing. We were caught under the spotlight of heaven. But what exactly is this? I asked. You squeezed the back of my neck gently, and your smile now rivaled the moon's glow, and you said, "This is our recovery." And we swayed together in the lake until the birds came and the sun returned to reclaim the sky. Everything that comes after that is all jumbled in my mind. A series of images. I think that we walked back to our bed, hand in hand, as the dawn birds called us our names out. The trees moved their branches over us as we passed by, like knights being welcomed home by the royal family. The ground was still humming, the lake water still dripping off of us. I think we were both still spellbound. And we fell asleep holding hands. And now I can't tell you that any of that actually happened. Did it? Or have I dreamed it all? And if I did, why is your hair still wet? And why can't I stop trembling? And why did I write the words, "I'm the ripple that chases you," on every single wall of our house? Did we dance in the lake together last night? Please tell me that I'm not losing my mind. Please tell me that you remember. Please tell me that what you said to me in the dark midnight water is true. Is this our recovery? Oh, my love. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Please. Please tell me what you remember.